And with this, you are ready for your practice. And we will first start with our opening exercise, which is pulling down heaven. And for that, we raise our arms very slowly, as if there's a gust of wind coming down at our arms and we're pushing against it. Defying gravity. And now turning them upwards to face the sky. Continuing to deeply inhale. And if you can't inhale anymore, hold. And with the exhale, bringing them down as if you're clearing a dust curtain in front of your body, and suddenly you can see. You have more clarity. And so some of you who've been doing this with me for a while may notice a sensation in the palms of your, in the center of your palms. These are called Lao Bong points. And they're often seen as energy magnets. And we use the center of our palms to emit energy for healing, for self-healing, or just for pulling in qi. So this is where Qigong is different from mindfulness meditation, because we're really going on a journey here. We're using visualization. We're changing our state of being. And there are benefits to both. So 3, pulling down heaven. And so now I'm going to take you through a protocol called Daoist Yin 5. And we're going to do one exercise for the lungs, one for the heart, one for the kidneys, one for the spleen, and one for the liver. And so from the name, you can see that this is a Daoist form, a very traditional, very ancient form, and builds up the yin energy in your body and the balance of yin and yang, as well as purges any toxic qi, any toxins that are in your organs. So it's a purging, tonifying, and rejuvenating form. So the first, and we're going to do this 8 times each. So the first exercise is for the lungs. And maybe you watch me for the first time, and then you join along. So my elbows are jutting out, and my arms are in front of my chest, just below my collarbones, as if I'm starting to do a breaststroke. Take a deep inhale and open up your arms till they can't go any further. Now turn up your palms, and with the exhale, come back. So it's quite simple, really. Inhale, open up, palms are facing down till you can't go any further. Exhale, come back. And so we're going to do it 4 times without the visualization and 4 times with the visualization. So let's do this 2 more times. Deep inhale. Opening up your chest. And exhale, coming back. So again, there's this sense of continuity, a wave-like sense of really opening and closing. I just remember that I didn't send out a reminder yesterday for the Qigong class, and yet there's so many of you. So thank you for showing up. All right, so for the next 4, we're going to add a visualization. And what we will visualize is bringing in silver or white, which is the color for the lungs, as a light. So bringing in white light into the lungs and breathing out smoke. And we do this because it becomes even more powerful when you add color into it, because every organ has a corresponding color. So the same way, opening up, breathing in white light into the lungs or silver light into the lungs, and breathing out gray pathogenic qi out like smoke out of the lungs. Great for those living in maybe high pollution areas or having lung issues. Breathing in light, breathing out. Breathing in light into the lungs and breathing out. And for our transition, one, pulling down. Our next exercise is for the liver, and the color for the liver is green. So the first 4 times after I've shown you how to do it, we will do it without adding the color, and then we will bring in the color. But as you get familiar with this practice, you can bring in the color right early on in the practice as well. So my palms are facing upwards, right at my waist height. And in fact, they're touching my waist, and then you bring them as if you're going to collect rainwater. And now I'm going to take a deep inhale and push out. So my one palm is facing up, so it's almost at a right angle. And I'm pushing out something from my palms. So let's do this together. Deep breath. And this is a little unusual where you do 3 breaths. 3 movements per breath. So let me show you. Long breath, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, exhale. And if this is confusing, just follow the movement. And now let's add color. Breathing in the color green into your lungs, bright emerald green, and breathing out dirty pathogenic green chi out of your lungs. Breathing in an emerald green into your lungs to bathe your lungs, and then purging out any pathogens, any toxins out of your lungs. Sorry, liver, not lungs, apologize. So the color for the liver is green and the element is wood. And for the lungs, it was metal. So let's just do a few more times because I can imagine this is unfamiliar for some. So breathing in the green light into our liver and breathing out toxic, pathogenic green chi out of our liver. Long inhales, enough to do 3 of these in one, and long exhales. This feels tricky at first, and then it becomes easy. But honestly, so much of Qigong is really not about the technique. It is about the intention. The intention to bring healing into your body. And just with the intention, trusting the intelligence of the body and the universe, things start to happen. So for our next practice, we are going to do a heart exercise. And the color for the heart we're going to use is red or pink. Now, if you have high blood pressure, I recommend that you use pink in your visualizations. And the element, as is the color, is fire. So this is to get you, there's so much heat often in our hearts, there's so much fire. It's to reduce the fire or to balance the fire element in our bodies. So for this practice, let's rub our hands and bring them a few inches apart. If you can feel a tingling in your palms, it's great. If not, let's do this one more time. And now close your eyes and imagine you're holding a ball of light. And we're going to move this ball of light from side to side. So if you had walls around you both, let's say you're standing in the middle of 2 walls. The idea is to take this ball of light and push it against the wall on one side and push it against on the other side. This seems very strange, I know, but there is a science to it because the meridians of the heart run through our arms. And this very movement that your arms are going against, above your heart, is a great cardio. So each week I try and change it up, and I'll bring some of the same practices or warm-ups, and then some different exercises. And now let's add color, breathing in pink light into our hearts, and breathing out any toxic, pathogenic, dirty pink chi out of our hearts. Breathing in light, breathing out smoke. And these are just visualizations I encourage you to make your own, but the idea is to release any toxins and bring in fresh chi. Deep breath when you're coming back in, and when you're pushing out, exhale. And I'm recording this video as well, and I will share it on my YouTube or my Google Drive and give you all access to this. And so for our next practice, let's place our hands in front of our belly and our thumbs are touching our index fingers. We are getting ready for a spleen exercise. Now, the spleen is not talked much about in Western medicine, but in Chinese medicine, it is an extremely important organ and helps with our immunity and digestion. So we definitely do a lot of spleen practices. And the color for spleen is yellow, and the element is earth. So let me demonstrate what we will be doing. We're holding this triangle, and we are going to place it above our head and look through this triangle, looking at the center point in the triangle. And then we're going to move this triangle from side to side. So deep inhale, moving it from one side, coming back, moving to the other. You can open up your legs a little bit more for stability. And our weight is shifting from side to side as we do this. 60% of the weight is shifting from one leg, coming back, and then on another. So what you're doing is you're really giving as you're raising your arms, you're also making more room for your spleen, which is right across from your liver. So they say if the liver energy is too strong, then it weakens the spleen. So that's why it's lovely that we first do the liver exercise and then the spleen. And now let's bring in the color yellow, bright yellow light into the spleen, breathing out dirty yellow, pathogenic, smoky chi out of our spleen. Bringing in fresh energy, fresh chi, breathing out any toxic chi, any blockages in our spleen. And your arms may be getting tired, and it's okay for you to bring them down. Let's do this one more time. And maybe shake it off a little bit. And let's do one more pulling down. Our next practice is for our kidneys. We often have adrenal fatigue. It's very common for those who are working long hours or burning the candle at both ends, like they say, and it creates adrenal fatigue and can create, cause insomnia, knee pain. A lot of these issues in the Chinese medicine are related to our kidneys. And the element for kidneys is water. So that's why they say if you have any kidney issues, spending more time in the water, near the water or in the water is great. And the color, as is the color for water or the ocean, is blue. So as you can imagine, this is a very logical linear practice. I will demonstrate it first, and then we will breathe in the color blue into the kidneys and breathe out any dirty blue chi. And so first we're going to take our left arm back above on our right kidney. So the back of my hand is touching the right kidney. And the back of my other palm is touching my forehead, or just hovering above my forehead. And now imagine you're standing in a tranquil lake. Maybe the water is till your knees. And you can feel the sand under your feet. It's a beautiful day. And you want to scoop in some of this elixir, this water. Maybe it's water from a spring, but it has just medicinal properties. And you're going to scoop this into your kidneys. And the way you do that is opening up your legs a little bit more than hip width, bending your knees, and now scooping up and bringing it in. So imagine you're scooping up, and as you bring the hand, the palm, the back of the palm on your forehead, you're moving the chi down through your arm, one arm and then another into your kidney. So it can be a little bit of tricky visualization, but let's play with it. Let's have fun with this. Scoop up, bring in. Scoop up, bring in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now scoop up blue and inhale it into your kidneys through your arms. Scooping up through with the exhale and inhaling into the kidney with the inhale. Weight is shifting from side to side. And we do this one side. And now we're going to change sides. So now the other arm is on my kidney, my opposite kidney. And the back of my palm, my hand, is on my forehead. And I'm going to scoop this way now. If you look on YouTube and you search Daoist Yin 5, for each organ there is a practice. But I teach the entire protocol as well. But depending on what organ you need help with, or you'd like to focus your attention on, you can just do that practice. Inhaling when you're up, exhaling when you're scooping in. Inhaling blue light into your kidneys, exhaling pathogenic, turbid, smoky blue chi out of your kidneys. So you don't have to do Qigong. You could be standing outside, and the way our teacher explained it is, and you can just breathe in. Let's say you're standing out by a tree. You can imagine that you're breathing in the green energy of that tree into your liver and breathing out any smoky, turbid chi out of your liver. So it's a whimsical form, and it's, it asks you to take a leap into your imagination and really go on a journey and see for yourself if this brings you healing. I've been practicing Qigong for now 7 years, and it has been life-changing for me. All right. So